Welcome to all to the online classes with Tripti Sharma. This is a history and civics class. Today's topic is how we run our villages. This is the part 2 of chapter 1. We shall study the introduction, Panchayati Raj, National Panchayati Raj Day, components of Panchayati Raj, levels of rural local self-government, how are the panchayats formed, the Gram Sabha, difference between Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat, the Nyay Panchayat and its functions, sources of income of panchayats, block samiti and its functions, ex officio members, Zilla Parishad and its functions. Panchayati Raj, the revolution that changed India. Panchayati Raj in India. Dear students, in India, the Panchayati Raj generally refers to the local self-government of villages in rural India as opposed to urban and suburban municipalities. This system was introduced by a constitutional amendment in 1992. Although it is based upon the historical panchayat system of the Indian subcontinent. Dear students, when we study about the Panchayati Raj in India, we must know about community. We must also know about the civic amenities. We know that a community is a social unit. Another definition is communities may share a sense of place situated in a given geographical areas. Dear students, we also know that communities are of three types: urban community, suburban community and rural community. Now dear students, we are going to study about civic amenities. Civic means relating to city or town, especially its administration. Amenity means facility. So civic amenity means the facilities provided by the governments and local self-governments for common people. There are 15 must-have basic amenities in the villages. They are: provide drinking water, animal shelters, water harvesting, individual toilets, community harvesting grounds, roads to farms, rural roads, open air theatres, self-employment facilities, playgrounds, citizen service centers, public libraries, burial grounds, skill development centers, and village tank or lake. We know that during medieval and British periods, panchayats were never a priority as they were interested in controlled local bodies. Actually, panchayats are democratic setups of governance. It is meant for the sustainable economic growth. It depends on the participation of its people in the political process of the society. And the term Panchayati Raj refers to the local self-government of villages in rural India. Dear students, Balwant Rai Mehta, the second Chief Minister of Gujarat, is called the father of the Panchayati Raj in India. The Panchayati Raj started in India on October 2, 1959 in Nagaur district. Nagaur district is in Rajasthan. Students, we celebrate National Panchayati Raj Day on 24th April annually. National Panchayati Raj Day is also known as National Local Self-Government Day. It is celebrated by Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Dear students, we know that during medieval period and British rule, panchayats were never a priority as they were interested in controlled local bodies. We also know that panchayats are democratic setups of governance. And it is very important for the sustainable economic growth. Panchayati Raj system encourages the participation of its people in the political process of the society, which is very necessary. The Panchayati Raj generally refers to the local self-government of villages in rural India. It is based on the historical panchayat system of the Indian subcontinent. Here we shall study about the components of the Panchayati Raj system. Panchayati Raj is very popular and effective system of governance. The system has 3 levels. These 3 levels can be said as 3 tiers: district level, block level, and village level. We can understand the levels of the Panchayati Raj system as the 3 brothers. The youngest is village level. The elder is block level and the eldest is district level. Village level can be said as first tier. Block level can be said as second tier and district level is the 3rd tier. Here, students, we must understand one more thing. As block level or the second tier comes between the district level and the village level. So it can also be said as the intermediate level or the intermediate tier. The district level has Zilla Parishad. It can also be named as Zilla Panchayat or District Council or District Panchayat. At the block level, we would listen different names, but all these names represent the same thing, like Block Samiti or Block Panchayat or Janpad Panchayat. The village level has Gram Panchayat, Gram Panchayat can be named as Village Panchayat also. My dear students, we are studying about the rural local self-governments. When we use the word rural, the image of the village comes in our mind. And when we use village, the word village, the imagery of a countryside comes in the mind. Dear students, villages are smaller than towns or cities. Their demands are different. Here we shall discuss about the 15 must-have basic amenities in villages. The purpose of these 15 must-have basic amenities is to enhance the quality of life of the people living there. And the local government is responsible to make all these amenities available to the people. The question is, what is the local government called? So, the answer is the Gram Panchayat. The Gram Panchayats are responsible to make all these facilities available to the villages. Dear students, here we must know some interesting facts about villages. In the past, villages were the places where most people lived. After the Industrial Revolution, the scene completely changed as due to industrialization, people started making many things in the factories. The youth of the villages started moving towards towns to earn money, to get good jobs there. This is called urbanization. The villages, which used to be thickly populated earlier, had become thinly populated because the population moved towards towns. And this is the reason why the towns are thickly populated today in India. Dear students, you can see the beautiful map of our motherland, India. We see that there are 28 states and 9 union territories. There is a large number of districts in India. So students, why is a country divided into states, union territories, districts, blocks, villages? It is for ease of administration. For ease of administration, the states in India are divided into districts. The districts are further divided into blocks, each of which has a number of villages under it. Panchayats exist at all of these three levels. This system of local self-government at three levels is called Panchayati Raj. In this system, a village has Gram Panchayat, a block has Block Samiti or Panchayat Samiti, and a district has Zilla Parishad. Gram Panchayat represents the first tier or first level. Block Samiti or Panchayat Samiti represent the second tier or intermediate level or second level, and Zilla Parishad represents the third level or the third tier. Here we are seeing a Gram Panchayat. Villagers are there, men and women all are participating. It seems that some serious discussion is going on. So students, here it becomes very important to know about Panchayat. In ancient India, villagers managed their affairs through a body called Panchayat. The term Panchayat comes from the word Panch, which was used for the 5 village elders who settled disputes and took decisions. Today, all local self-government bodies for rural areas are called Panchayats. Panchayats come in the first level of the Panchayati Raj system. We know that the Panchayati Raj system in independent India began on 2nd October 1959, almost 12 years after the independence. Rajasthan was the first state in India where Panchayati Raj system started. Napasar is one of the largest Gram Panchayat of India. Students, the first district where the Panchayati Raj system was started first was Nagaur. Nagaur is a district in Rajasthan. Now let's talk about Gram Panchayat's components. The Gram Panchayat or village Panchayat consists of the Gram Sabha, the Gram Panchayat and the Nyay Panchayat. The village Panchayat consists of the Gram Sabha, the Gram Panchayat and the Nyay Panchayat. The Panchayats at the 3 levels are formed by members who are elected by the people. It means here people are elected in direct elections. Direct elections means here people go to cast their votes. They elect the representatives by casting their precious votes. For panchayati elections, the area under the panchayat is divided into smaller areas called constituencies or wards. The entire area that comes under the panchayat is divided into smaller areas. These smaller areas are called constituencies or wards. Here government arranges various officers to let's have a fair elections. Now the next point is the members are elected for a term of 5 years. These elected members can hold the posts for 5 years. And the last point, there are some reserved seats for women, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other backward classes. Means the people belonging to scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, they are called as SC, ST and other backward classes, and women, they don't have proper representation. So government has fixed some seats for these people, for women, for scheduled caste, for scheduled tribes and for backward classes. The word Gram Sabha is a compound word. It is made of two words, Gram and Sabha. Gram means village, Sabha means assembly or meeting. So, Gram Sabha means a general assembly of all the people of a village. Of all the people of a village means only those people who have attained the age of 18 years and whose name is registered in the voters list. Electoral rolls means voters list. The second point is the Gram Panchayat is the executive committee of the Gram Sabha. It is very important to understand. All the people, whether they contested in an election or not, can be the members of the Gram Sabha if they have attained the age of 18 years and their names are registered in the electoral rolls. But in the Gram Panchayat, only those people can be the members who are elected by the people in the direct elections of the panchayats. Direct elections means where people go in constituencies and cast their votes. So students, now we know that every villager above the age of 18 whose name is on the voters list is a member of the Gram Sabha. We also know that the Gram Sabha elects the members and head of the Gram Panchayat. What does the members and the head of the Gram Panchayat mean? All the participants who contested an election and won became the members of the Gram Panchayat. These elected members elected their leader, and the leader of the members of the Gram Panchayat is called Sarpanch. The elected representatives or the elected members of the Panchayat or the Gram Panchayat are called Panch, and the leader of all the elected representatives or the leader of all the Panch is known as Sarpanch. In the Panchayati Raj system, Gram Sabha is the only permanent unit. It means the representatives will be changed, but the members will remain same throughout their lives. The representatives will be changed after every 5 years, but the other members who together consist the Gram Sabha will never change. They will remain the same. So, the Gram Sabha is the only permanent unit in the Panchayati Raj system. Dear students, people often find it quite confusing. It becomes difficult to understand the difference between the Gram Sabha and the Gram Panchayat. It's very simple and it has been discussed here. The Gram Panchayat is the temporary body because the members change after every 5 years. But the Gram Sabha is the permanent body because the members remain same throughout their lives. Representatives are the parts of Gram Panchayat, and representatives will be changed after every elections. Gram Panchayat is the unit where elected representatives gather and perform. As they are the elected units, they hold different posts. So, Gram Panchayat is called the executive body. The members of the Gram Panchayat are elected representatives. But same is not the case with the members in the Gram Sabha. All the adult voters, all the adult villagers who have attained the age of 18 years and whose name is in the voters list will be the member of the Gram Sabha. See the difference again. The Gram Panchayat has the representatives as its members who are elected in an election. But Gram Sabha needs no election. All the members living in the village who are majors. Majors means who have attained the age of 18 years and whose names are in the voters list can be the members. And the third difference, the meetings held monthly by the Sarpanch, and Sarpanch is the part of Gram Panchayat. All the representatives are called Panch and their leader is called Sarpanch. So Sarpanch organizes meetings monthly. But the Gram Sabha is different from Gram Panchayat. Meetings are also held here. So, in Gram Sabha, 2 meetings are held annually. Or in other words, we can say that meetings held at the interval of 6 months. So, let's repeat. The temporary body in the Panchayati Raj system is Gram Panchayat, and the permanent body is the Gram Sabha. In Gram Panchayat, executives sit. Executives means those representatives who are elected by the people in the direct elections. They are the part of Gram Panchayat. But what is the eligibility to be the members of the Gram Sabha? The person should be an adult. Adult means must have attained the age of 18 years and his or her name must be in the voters list. Gram Panchayat organizes meetings monthly and it is headed by the Sarpanch. Gram Sabha organizes 2 meetings in a year. I hope you have understood the difference between Gram Panchayat and Gram Sabha. The village Panchayat consists of the Gram Sabha, the Gram Panchayat and the Nyay Panchayat. Dear students, we have studied about the Gram Sabha and the Gram Panchayat. Now, we are going to study about the Nyay Panchayat. Nyay means justice. Panchayat is a word made of 2 words, Panch and Ayat. Panch means 5 elders and Ayat means meetings. So, the word has become the Nyay Panchayat. As it is related to justice, so the Nyay Panchayat is called the judicial organ of the Gram Panchayat. In other words, the Nyay Panchayat can be called as the village court. Its members are called Panch, and a Nyay Panchayat is headed by a Sarpanch. The Nyay Panchayat hears and decides minor cases. As we know, the Nyay Panchayat is the village court. It is the judicial organ of the village panchayat. So we must know something about it, about its functions. How does it work? First point, it is a part of the panchayat system. And second, the members of the Nyay Panchayat are elected by the Gram Panchayat. The third point is very important, that a member of the Gram Panchayat cannot be a member of the Nyay Panchayat at the same time. It means if Mr. A is a member of the Gram Panchayat, he cannot work as a Panch or a Sarpanch with the Nyay Panchayat at the same time. The Nyay Panchayat hears and decides minor cases, and the Panches tries to solve the dispute at the village level on mutual consent. The Nyay Panchayat can impose small fines as punishment, but it cannot send to jail. As we know that panchayats are democratic setups of governance, and it aims at the sustainable economic growth of our villages. It encourages the participation of its people in the political process of the society. So, the Panchayati Raj generally refers to the local self-government of villages in rural India. Here we must know that the Panchayati Raj system is based on the historical Panchayat system of the Indian subcontinent. The Panchayats are temporary body. The state government recruits its representative in all the Panchayats, and the government's representative in Gram Panchayat is known as the Panchayat Secretary. Now, let's know about the sources of income of the Panchayat. So, the sources of the income of the Panchayat are taxes, fees for recording sale of land and cattle, the custom duty, donations from the villagers, license fees on transport and communication, grants from state and union government, different types of fines, etc. We know that the Block Samiti is the second level in the Panchayati Raj. It is also known as the second tier or the intermediate tier. A block consists of 100 villages and its population should be 18,000 to 1,20,000. Now, the question is, which states can have block samitis? The states with the population of more than 20 lakh have block samitis. Now let's talk about the members of a block samiti. The members of a block samiti are elected by the people of the block. The block samiti or the panchayat samiti consists of all sarpanch of all panchayats, MLAs and MPs residing in the block area, and the representatives of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. The block development officer is the official in charge of a block. He is the ex officio secretary of the Panchayat secretary. The chairperson of a Panchayat secretary is known as Pramukh and the vice chairperson is known as Up-Pramukh. The members of the block samiti elect chairperson and vice chairperson from among themselves. The Panchayati Raj system has 3 tiers or 3 levels: Zila Parishad, Block Samiti or Panchayat Samiti, and village level is Gram Panchayats. As Panchayat Samiti is the intermediate section or the intermediate tier of the Panchayati Raj, it is very important to know about the functions of the block samiti. The block samiti supervises the work of the Gram Panchayats within the block. It looks after development work in the block. It arranges for primary and adult education. It is the duty of the Panchayat Samiti to make arrangements for health care and vaccination. Safe drinking water must be provided to all the citizens there. Sanitation must be maintained. Proper sewage system should be there. Villages are known for cultivation, so seeds and fertilizers must be provided for farmers. The block samiti promotes cottage industries in villages. It also makes arrangements for training of people for self-employment. Construction and repair of roads and bridges and opening of cooperative societies are also the part of the functions of the Panchayat Samiti. We have discussed about the block development officer. The block development officer is the official in charge of a block. Block development officers monitor the implementation of all development programs in the blocks. The panchayats at the 3 levels are formed by members who are elected by the people. Apart from elected members, local MLAs and MPs become members of the block committees and Zilla Parishads. Also, all the heads of the Gram Panchayats of a block become members of the block Samiti or Panchayat Samiti. Similarly, all the heads of the block Samitis of a district become members of the Zilla Parishad. These members are called ex officio members, as they become members because of the office they hold. Office they hold means the post they hold. They are not elected as the representatives of the panchayats, but they became the members of the panchayat system because they hold posts. Now we shall study about the third level or the highest level of the Panchayati Raj. The third level or the third tier of the Panchayati Raj is known as the Zilla Parishad. The Zilla Parishad, the Zilla Panchayat, District Council, District Panchayat are the different names of the same institution. Zilla Parishad is an elected body. The people of a Zilla means district elect the members of the Zilla Parishad. Like block Samitis, the Zilla Parishad also has some ex officio members. All the block pramukh of the block panchayats are the members of the Zilla Parishad. Local MPs and MLAs are also the members of the Zilla Parishad. Zilla Parishads are also panchayats, but this panchayat is at district level, or you can say Zilla Parishads are the panchayats at apex level. Like block Samitis, the Zilla Parishads have a president and a vice president who are elected by the members from among themselves. We know the three institutions work under Panchayati Raj system. These three institutions can also be known as the Panchayati Raj institutions. The institution that works at the village level is known as Gram Panchayats, or you can say Panchayats at base level, or this is the first level of the Panchayati Raj. The intermediate level or the second level is block panchayats or panchayats at the block level. Zilla Parishads are the panchayats at apex level or district level. This is the third level. The Zilla Parishad or the Zilla Panchayat supervises the work of the block samitis and Gram Panchayats under it. Dear students, here we are discussing about the functions of the Zilla Panchayat, that is the third level of the Panchayati Raj system, or you can say the Panchayat at the apex or district level. So the first thing is the Zilla Parishad supervises the work of the block samitis and the Gram Panchayats under it. It looks after the various programs like women and child development programs, the programs and promotional work related to the use of non-conventional energy. This is the duty of the Zilla Parishad to manage the water resources. The Zilla Panchayat makes arrangement of a library. It looks after the extension plans for agriculture and horticulture. As we know, it is an institution of Panchayati Raj, and the Panchayati Raj system aims at the sustainable economic growth of every village in India. The Zilla Panchayat takes care of the supply of improved seeds and fertilizers to manures. It keeps the farmers updated with the new techniques and training in agro production. Zilla Parishad sets up and runs schools and health centers. The construction of roads and bridges also come under the duty of the Zilla Parishad. It not only constructs new roads and bridges, it also repairs the old roads and bridges. The Zilla Parishad examines the budgets of the block samitis. It distributes the government funds among block samitis. The Zilla Parishad advises the government on the development of the district and prepares various plans for it. Mahatma Gandhi had once said, Panchayati Raj is seen as good governance at the village level that can help in developing any village. Dear students, the development of a country depends on the development of its villages, and if the villages are prosperous, developed, happy, the country will also be developed, prosperous and happy. That's all in this chapter. Have a nice time. Stay safe, stay healthy and keep studying. Thank you.